Warning: the following context may include scary sequences of light horror and many thrills. Some gruesome descriptions involving children may be present in some chapters. Some material may be unsettling to certain audiences. But don't worry, everything will be okay. Probably. Chapter 7. Which door leads out? How would it take any longer than 30 minutes? A smooth and deep voice asks from the dark hallway. As lightning flashed, I could see his tall and lengthy figure. That would be incredibly silly if it took any longer than 30 minutes. Embarrassing, even. I try not to shuffle in my seat, but shivers run down my spine as he walks closer. There was nothing comforting about him. Maybe his voice, but that was all. From the corner of my eye, I see Martha gulp, attempting to hold in her fear as well. The man, or thing, has skin as pale as paper, hair slick back and midnight black. His dark, cold eyes pierced my soul. "Master, welcome," Bethia says as she pulled out the end chair for him. The master sat, more proper than I'd ever seen anyone sit. But then again, I did grow up in the tiniest country town to ever exist, so what did I know? "Thank you, Bethia," the master said with a polite nod, then rested his gaze on Martha and me. "Girls, or should I say ladies, we are honored to have you in our home." His arms spread wide, gesturing to the massive mansion. "You're welcome? Thank you?" Martha stumbled to find the correct response, looking at me confused and possibly seeking help, then looking back at the master. She leaned forward slightly. "Why would you be honored to have us here?" she asked with a hesitant smile. Although welcoming, the master could strike fear in even the bravest hearts. His friendliness added to the horrifying mystery of him. The master's smile faded and slight confusion spread across his face. "Oh, great. Now we're all confused." He glanced at Bethia, and she shrugged. I figured you would want to tell them, or perhaps they already knew," Bethia said in a worried voice, taking a step away from the master. "You are the new ones to the land, are you not?" he said, tilting his head to the side while staring us down. "We are new, but how would anyone know about us? We don't even know how we got here," Martha answered. "Oh, well, word travels fast here," the master said with a chuckle. "You can't keep those creatures from gossiping, especially the spiders. They'll have you tangled up in their web of lies in no time." He snickered at his own joke while reaching for his wine glass, taking a single sip. "How come you haven't started eating? You must be starving. Please, help yourself." He stuck his hand out, gesturing to all the food on the table. Martha and I sighed. We were quite hungry. Setting aside our fears, we dug in. Before I knew it, I felt like I had eaten half the buffet. Martha patted her stomach in satisfaction. I smiled at her in agreement. "So, do you have room for dessert?" the master asked. I laughed. "I don't think I could fit another crumb." "Me neither," Martha adds, and we chuckle in unison. The master leans forward, nearly crouching over the table. His long black fingernails scratch the wood, as though the nails themselves inched toward us. The flicker of the candle lights up his face in the most terrifying way. With a grin that bore fangs and a fierce glint in his eyes, he says, "Perfect." "Girls," Bethia whispers to us from behind the master. "Run!" Without a second of hesitation, Martha and I leap from the stool and run for the door. A high-pitched screech pierces my ears as it echoes through the hallways. With a brutal gush of wind, Martha and I are launched off our feet, flying into the ground. All the torches blow out, leaving nothing to see with but the flashes of lightning. I've never been a fan of storms, but I would be more than happy with a huge lightning storm right about now. I reach my hand to my left, failing to see if Martha is anywhere near me. I grab something hard and leathery. "That's my boot," Martha says, reaching down to help me up. "Let's go. And by the way, I think he's a vampire." No, really, you think? I shriek and we start running down the hallway, hoping we're headed in a direction that will get us out of this hell castle. A deep and haunting voice whispers down the hallway, yet still reaches us. You can't outrun me, ladies. I look behind us, still holding Martha's hand as we run down this never-ending hallway. The once slim and tall man has become a silhouette of my darkest nightmares. His shoulders are broad and sharp. Two spiked horns appear to be pointing out from his head. His body is hunched over and running towards us. With each lightning strike, he moves closer and closer. Faster! Run faster! I yell, wishing I had longer legs. Martha begins to cry, but she wipes her tears as we finally reach the end of the hallway. But where is the door? This is the lobby area we first encountered, is it not? Sitting on a table nearly 50 feet from us are candles, still lit. There! I yell and run over to the table. We each grab a candlestick and look around the room. We can do this, Martha nods, although I'm not sure she believes me. I'm not sure I believe me. What could we do against an ancient vampire man who can transform into a beast? Throw his own candlesticks at him? Suddenly the whole room goes silent. The storm turns quiet, the lightning subsides, and the room is still. Martha and I stand in fear, completely still. The hair on my arm stands straight up as my jaw clenches. Whatever is about to happen, it can't be good. A cold breeze tugs on my hair as the faint silhouette of a creature much larger than I'd prefer it to be flies across the room. Dear God, no. Before I can jump back, the snarling and grinning face of a man-bat-like creature emerges in front of my candle. Boo, the beast says as he smiles, baring his wine-soaked fangs. Or at least I hope that's wine. Leave her alone, Martha shouts, jabbing her candle in his face and down his throat. The beast grimaces as hot wax melts into his skin. So candles do work. I yank her back before he could bite her hand off and run away using the candle for light. We pass a couple of dark hallways and doors that don't appear to be any way out. I can still find you if I can hear you, the beast shouts, or more so, gargles. Martha stumbles over something on the floor. Reaching down to help her up, I hear the rattling of a door. Reaching my candle out near the sound, I see the giant front doors creaking from the wind outside. This way, I say, yanking Martha off the floor. 1 step, 2 steps, 3. Ah! Martha is pulled from my hand and flung into the air. The beast has Martha clasped in his jaws. His bat-like wings reach nearly 6 feet each way, and his body is covered in ashy gray skin. The candle wax drips from his eyes, having melted into his eye socket. I don't know what to do. Is there anything I can do? Martha is about to be eaten by a vampire beast, and I'm helpless against him. Suddenly, a spear pierces through the head of the beast, entering from behind. I gasped, both disturbed and bewildered. Where did that come from? Martha! The familiar voice calls out. The beast stops mid-flight and falls to the ground. Martha screams as she drops nearly 13 feet. A figure, a boy, I think, runs over to help break her fall. Another figure, shorter, runs beside him. The two help Martha up and run towards me. Let's get out of here! Come on, let's go! The boy says, grabbing my hand as I run past. The 4 of us burst through the heavy doors and finally reach outside. Martha and I continue running, but the other 2 people stop. Guys, stop! He can't get outside, the boy says. I look back, and I know that voice. Martha, Dixie, are you guys okay? The other person speaks, sweet and soft. Tori? Martha asks. Oh my gosh, Tori! I yell, running to her. The boy lights a lantern, showing his face. Connor, I say, completely surprised. Hi, he says with a small smile. I notice a trail of dried blood running down his temple. Are you okay? I ask, pointing to his head. Oh, that? Yeah, I had a stumble when running away from that demon and fell into an end table or something. He waves his hand as if what he just said was completely normal. So, I'll ask the obvious question, Martha says, putting an arm around Tori. Where are we? Chapter 8. So, what's next? Tune in tomorrow.